Hey guys, it's Najee here, and today we are going to be playing a game. A new game after so long, because there's a new subscriber. Somehow, in some way, I got a new subscriber, and you know what? Gave me a little confidence today. I was planning to just shut down my YouTube channel and all that stuff. But you know what? That gave me enough confidence today, you know, to delete it. But it gave me enough confidence today to start playing again. So basically what we're going to be doing is reacting to some animations. Oh god. But it's stupid, but you can't see my face while I'm reacting to this. So let's react to true story animations. Okay? Today we're reacting to true story animations. True story animations, and we are going to have long, uninterrupted true story animations. They from the Cub Scouts do this, but you know what? I want to do it too. So, okay. So wait, what? Okay, and you guys get ready because this one's gonna be an interesting one. So let's get right into it. Okay, all of these look very interesting, but I think I found the one that's going to be the most interesting that caught my eye today. So let's check.
For 20 years. When you're the first boy to be born into a village chock-block full of girls after 20 years, let me tell you, that's some burden to bear. All you guys out there are probably thinking it must be like winning the lottery. Girls flocking to your feet everywhere. Yeah, it kinda was like that at first. But then things just got weird. Okay, so I live in a small village in East Europe, and the women have been giving birth to only girls for the past 20 years.
Okay. I'm wondering how is that possible because I'm just wondering how is that possible. You know what? Let me just keep my mouth shut.
We aren't really sure why, but my village believes that they got cursed from a witch that they kicked out a long time ago. But if you ask me, I think God is the one punishing us for kicking her out. On top of all that, people in my village are not allowed to marry people from the outside. So, the moment my parents realized I was a boy, they quickly wrapped me up in a blanket and kept my gender a secret. They told everyone I was a girl and that my name was Jackie, when in actual fact, I was a boy and my name was Jared. A little bit weird, right? But my parents had no other option. They knew that people would freak out if they found out I was a boy. No one in our village had given birth to a boy in more than 20 years, and my parents didn't want me to get so much attention. They just wanted me to live a normal life. Except it wasn't normal, and I only realized that next time I was none the wiser. I happily played with dolls and wore frilly dresses, and
Okay. No. There's no way. This story is so cap because that's not possible. That's literally not possible, dude. That's not possible. Like there's a no, I think I heard it somewhere that there's a 60 to 40%. There's a 60% chance that the child will be a girl, and a 4% chance that their child will be a boy. So like, and unless everybody in here is somehow got a stupid, I don't know. Let's just continue watching the story anime.
everyone called me Jackie. I didn't even know I was called Jared. Well, that was until I was 5 years old. I was playing in our backyard when a woman appeared on the other side of the wall. She was dangling some candy in front of my face, and like a little puppy dog, I followed her. I kept looking back, expecting my parents to come running out to get me, but they were nowhere to be seen. The woman asked me to get into her
That's
car
not a good
and told me
idea.
that if
Don't
I was
get
a
in.
good boy, she'd give me more candy. I didn't even think twice. My parents never let me eat candy. But then, I realized she'd said good boy, and I turned to her and told her I was a girl. I'll never forget the way she threw her head back and let out a chuckle. She looked at me and said, "Sure, Pumpkin, and I'm the President of the United States." Oh, look, there's a flying pig. I fell for it and looked, and the next moment, she'd lifted up my dress and said, "See, you're a boy, you little freak." I didn't understand what she was talking about. And then she explained that I was a boy and that my parents had been lying to me.
Okay.
Then she said the village mayor was offering a reward to the first woman to give birth to a son. And seeing as my parents were keeping me a secret, she'd hand me over and collect the reward money herself. I was too young to fully understand, but I knew I was in serious trouble. I started screaming and thrashing my arms about, and this only made her drive faster. I have no idea why I did what I did next, but suddenly I jumped onto her knee. She couldn't see where she was going, and that's when we crashed.
Wow.
We could have died, but I didn't care. At that moment, all I wanted was to get away from that horrible woman. And it was my lucky day, because all that happened was her car got a bit crushed, but I escaped without even a scratch.
Okay,
that's our village,
that one fact that he said
but
that
I was too fast for her.
that one fact that he said that that one fact that he just said that, oh my god, you guys don't know, but the one fact that he said, I know what, let's continue.
My parents suddenly drove by, and my mom burst into tears. Well, there was nothing that woman could do. She was well and truly caught now. Turns out she'd escaped from a nearby psychiatric clinic, and they came and picked her up promptly. My parents had no other choice. They had to tell the mayor and everyone else that I was actually a boy, and that my name was Jared. But I like being Jackie, I told them. That just made my mom cry more, and when she switched my dresses for shorts and t-shirts, I felt strange. I thought no one would want to be my friend anymore, but I couldn't have been more wrong. All of a sudden, every girl wanted to be my friend. I was the center of attention, and honestly, it was too much. I was just a kid. Suddenly, I had girls hanging off me, wanting to play with me all the time. How come I was more popular as a boy than a girl? Anyway, the older I got, the more intense it became. When I turned 12, the village...
The reason why the more older he got, the more intense it became, is because, he's the only boy. That's the reason why. The older he got, the worse it came. But this story can't be true. It's not true.
Mayor started a new tradition. From now on, every year on my birthday, I'd sit on a throne for the whole day, and all the women who wanted to conceive baby boys would come and bow at my feet, and one by one, they'd reach out and kiss my feet. It freaked me out so much. But the mayor told me he'd buy me a special gift if I did this one thing for the village. One time, though, it was taken too far. One woman wouldn't stop kissing my toes, and suddenly, I felt a sharp pain shooting through my body. She'd gotten so carried away, she'd actually bitten down. I was even bleeding. After that, I refused to do it the following year. It was just some stupid ritual that the village thought would bring them luck. And come on, it wasn't even working. I was still the only boy. When I turned 18, I decided the only way to handle all the attention was to just embrace it. There was one girl, Sammy, who was actually pretty cute. And after she basically begged and stalked me for weeks, I agreed to be her boyfriend. Of course, all the other girls were jealous, and I was worried I was about to start World War III. Looks like Sammy won. I actually felt like I was really falling for her. And one night, she invited me over to her house. Her parents were out, so we started making out. She was really hot. She reassured me they'd only be home much later. But suddenly we heard the door ready to watch me.
Okay, guys. You're probably like, why did I pause the video and skip it? It's because we don't want to get demonetized here. We want to stay monetized and keep monetized. But yeah, we just want to keep monetized.
I was like, screw it. After the way Sammy used me, I decided to get revenge by dating as many girls as possible. Girls were basically falling at my feet, while guys around the world were doing the impossible to get girls' attention. So I dated a whole bunch of them at the same time, and they did everything for me. They got me food, gave me massages, and I got all kinds of gifts daily. I mean, we all know how much fun a guy like me can have with girls. They were just so hot and amazing. And the best part, I didn't have to work for it. But there was so much expectation. They all wanted sons. I wasn't ready to be a father. Babies were so not my thing. I tried to talk to my mom about it, but suddenly she started crying. I told her I wasn't interested in hearing about how much she wanted a grandson again. But then she took me by surprise. She told me she was sick, and that she didn't have much time left, and that she only wanted me to be happy. I felt so guilty. Was I being selfish? Why couldn't I just
Yeah,
give
you
my
are being
mom what she
selfish.
truly wanted, which was clearly a grandson? After our conversation, I asked Amy, who lived next door to us, if she wanted to be my girlfriend. I made her swear to keep it secret so that the other girls didn't get jealous. I felt like
Okay.
time was against us. Mom kept getting more sick, and Amy and I were having no luck getting pregnant. Then I thought, what if I had another girlfriend too? I don't know if it was the thought of losing my mom and not giving her what she wanted, or if I was actually going insane or
By the
something.
way,
But I asked Leanne, who lived at the
it wouldn't even, the idea wouldn't even work because remember, girls need, I read somewhere that girls need the pregnancy like about 3 to 9 months, so that would say about 3 to probably 11 months. So that means it wouldn't even work. That wouldn't even work. But you know what? It doesn't have to be like a baby that's out of the womb, right? You know what? We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
end of the village if she'd like to be my girlfriend too, and obviously she said yes. Please don't judge me for two-timing. I just felt desperate.
We're judging
And
you.
then shit hit the
Psycho or
fan.
not.
Clearly the universe wasn't playing with me. On the same day, they both called me and told me they were pregnant. Amy was a strict Catholic and said her parents would kill her if we didn't get married. So I married her at home and we had a quiet little ceremony. But then, Leanne told her dad she was pregnant, and he threatened to beat my ass if I didn't marry his daughter. I knew I didn't have a choice, but was it even legal? 2 wives? But no one
That's
would need
not
to know.
legal.
This
At
all
least
happened in the same
America
week.
it is.
Suddenly, I had 2 wives and 2 babies on the way. Leanne's dad gave me a job on his farm, so I spent the daytime with Leanne. Then every night, I'd go home and stay with Amy. Can you believe I didn't get caught? My parents knew about Amy, but I just prayed they didn't find out about Leanne. Listen, I wasn't happy about it. In fact, I didn't feel anything for these girls, and I was sure it would get out at some point.
Wow.
And it did, because both of them
Wow.
gave birth to boys. I was there for Amy's and had to rush over to Leanne's to make her birth too. And the mayor held another
They were like,
stupid ceremony.
okay.
Well,
To the animation, the animation makes it seem that they were next door. They probably hear, how the girl is probably like, but that means if the, oh my, because it looked like he just rushed over to the other side. She's like, oh hello, and he's like, I have to go to the bathroom a sec. Just give me a minute. Next, he comes back, literally soaked in sweat. Okay, you know what? This is not real.
there was no way I could go. Everyone would find out. I packed a small bag and gave my mom a kiss goodbye, and then I took my dad's old bicycle and cycled out of the village as far as I could. I rented a small room at a cheap motel, but then every social media platform reported me missing. The whole village was looking for me. I tried to disguise myself as someone else, and I started working at a grocery store nearby. A long time passed and no one found me. I started
Wow.
having male
Was that
friends my
cheesy
age,
mustache?
which was pretty
Okay,
cool.
okay.
But to
That's
be completely
obviously
honest, I
fake.
also missed my family.
no way
I was
anyone-
scared of what they'd do if I went back to see them, so I never did. Until one day, after a whole year passed, I heard a knock on the door. It was the motel manager standing there with my 2 wives, and he said, "These women are looking for you." I wanted to run, but I saw that they were holding 2 adorable baby boys. My 2 wives told me, "We want you back. We don't care that you're married to both of us, but if it's too much for you, you can choose one." I hated how my life was like before, but after seeing my 2 boys, I couldn't stay here. My village needed me to have more children. Both of my wives were pretty cool,
This-
so I decided to stay married to them both. And
Thi-
eventually, I got a 3rd wife after a few years. And today, I became the proud father of 10 boys.
Okay, I think it's cap that he's a proud, so-called proud. If you can't even see my camera, but I'm doing quotation marks. Proud. Okay, you know what? I'm so extra. I'm going to the comments. I'm so extra. I'm going to the comments. Okay, here we go. What the comments saying. I'm the only boy in the town. Also, him has a dad. Wow. Me, bruh. That's actually pretty funny. Him, I'm the only boy in the town. Also, him has a dad. Wow. If it's true. Okay. I'm a wait. This is English, bro. This is even English, bro. I'm the only boy in town. His father. Am I joking? Kid, I was the only boy born into a girl village after 20 years. Mary looked like a boy. You are not even trying to make it look real. I'm the only man in the village. Dad, you sure about that? Okay, comments, stop roasting. Stop roasting comments. Okay, you know what? You checked out something about My Story Animated. Now, True Story Animation channels. I'm looking for a specific channel, guys. Probably like, which channel, huh? Okay. You know, like, different coast guys just dabbing on this, you know? Okay. We want to look for a specific. Oh my god, that's not. Okay. You know what? I think this actually is it. You know what? Let's just open this. Why does this like sound like a Superman thing, you know? You know? Okay.
I woke up in the middle of the hallway when suddenly I heard kissing.
10 minutes. That should be the 2-minute video. Okay.
I woke up in the middle of the hallway when suddenly I heard kissing noises from my twin brother Mark's room. I took a peek from the door and had the biggest shock of my life. He wasn't kissing his girlfriend or another girl. He was kissing my boyfriend, for the love of God. I was so shocked I started nosebleeding. I barged into the room screaming, "What did I do wrong? Don't you like my long hair anymore?" My love, Mark shoved him away and defensively said, "Get out of my room, you little perv." He then ran to the window and started pretending to throw up violently. "Oh, and now you're pregnant? Lagot kai." "Shut up, brat. It's not what you think." My boyfriend immediately jumped out of the window without any explanation and was never seen again ever.
Wait, so
he was a jerk anyway. Mama barged in and asked,
So he jumped out the window and broke all of his leg, because if you scroll back, that thing, it says, don't you see the window? Don't you see the leaves over there? Almost as high as the window. So he jumped about a tree. Basically, what he just did is he jumped a 3-long flight straight into this man's barn. Wait, I'm capping. This man was pretending to bark. Yeah. Okay, I was about to cry there.
"Shut up, brat. It's not what you think." My boyfriend immediately jumped out of the window without any explanation and was never seen again ever. He was a jerk anyway. Mama barged in and asked what happened. "Ma, Mark kissed my boyfriend." Correction, her stupid boyfriend sneaked into my room and kissed me. Gadidi, it's not my fault that both girls and boys are crazy about me. OMG, you're just jealous because I'm better than you at almost everything, even soccer. You wish. I'm the man of the house. I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I will make sure to ruin your life. Mama glared at me. "Stop annoying my darling boy. Gay or not, at least his room is clean. Look, it's more organized than your entire life, you useless girl. Go clean your room now." My room is always clean. It's just organized in a messy way. And did you ever hear him threatening me like just now? Mama continued blabbering, which made me sleepy, and I yawned. Moments later, I just dropped on the floor and fell asleep.
Anywhere. I wish I had the
hi
ability
there.
to sleep
My name
anywhere.
is Trixie. I'm from the Philippines, and I have a condition called narcolepsy, where I sleep literally anytime and anywhere. But that didn't stop me from stealing my brother's girlfriend to get revenge on him. Like and subscribe to hear my story. You see, my annoying brother was in the same class as mine, and he made my life crazier with this condition. One day, our history teacher was talking about how our country was made up of 7,640 beautiful islands when Christian, Mark's best friend, suddenly went down on his knees and asked me to marry him. Was this for real? "Oh, yes, Christian, I do, I will marry you." Suddenly, our teacher kicked my seat and I was wide awake. "Detention for sleeping in class again, Trixie." I looked around and saw that everyone was laughing at me, including Christian himself.
Get wrecked,
My stupid brother
nerd.
teased me. Oh, yes, Christian, I do. I will marry
Simpler.
you. So
This is what happens
stupid.
when you be simp.
Oh, no. Had I
But
seriously
you
said
need to
that,
be
I had been secretly crushing on Christian since forever. But
wait, this is what happens if you be a simp. You talk about that. And if you're a simp, it's that super intense Minecraft player. You'd be like, you know what, let me just continue.
Never admit it because he was my jerk brother's best friend. While on my way to the detention room, I bumped into Christian of all people. He was grinning from ear to ear as he helped me up. So, I heard from a reliable source that you want to marry me. It was just a dream, like, ew, you're not even my type.
Got
My
him.
heart instantly raced when he leaned in closer and started playing with my hair. You're really cute, you know. Huh? He pressed my nose and gave a wink before leaving. OMG, my heart!
Mode
Just then,
activated.
Mark and his girlfriend Julia, the most beautiful girl in school, walked by me. They just pushed me away and continued walking. I landed on the ground and fell asleep right away. And when I woke up,
Wow,
girls
you
were
can
looking
actually
differently at me.
sleep
Were
as
they
soon as you
truly?
take a
I got
hit.
even more confused at what they were saying. Oh my god, who is he? He's so cute. Have babies with me, new guy. He can ruin my life and I'll thank him. I passed by a locker which had a mirror attached to it and screamed at the top of my lungs when I realized that someone had cut my hair short. I immediately thought of Mark. It was surely him.
Dead
I
or
stomped
alive?
over to Julia. Her eyes grew wide upon seeing me. Did he send you to cut my hair? Huh? What are you talking about? And who are you? Duh, I'm Trixie. She looked totally shocked and a bit hooked. Mark was gonna pay for this. This is a joke, right? Julia leaned in closer to inspect my face, and our lips almost touched. You
Bruh,
look more
we
handsome
not
than your
having
brother.
none of this. Skip. Not
Got
having none
uglier
of
in
this.
short
If you
hair.
lean so
Come
close,
on,
you
babe.
better
Stop
keep
wasting your
it.
time on her. He snatched Julia away, and the girl looked back at me and gave me a weird smile. Later that day, I was looking for her and found her watching the soccer practice along with hundreds of other girls. She was surprised when I sat beside her. I tried talking to her, but she was ignoring me. Why couldn't she be like those other girls who were suddenly going crazy over me? Mark turned in our direction, so I grinned and whispered some nonsense in his girlfriend's ear to make it look like we were flirting. Robot potato. Huh? I so wanted to laugh at Julia's face. The girl
A
looked so
potato, an
confused. I
idiot.
was so loving the look of jealousy on Mark's face. Minutes later, I had fallen asleep in the bleachers. And when I
Wow,
woke
again
up,
with-
Christian was kicking the ball and flew it in my direction. Thank God I immediately caught it with one hand.
Whoa,
Everyone looked very
legend
impressed.
status.
I
Note
really was good at
status.
soccer. Christian ran up to me and
Note.
said, I'm so sorry about that, dude. Wait, Trixie? Is that you? Why did you cut your beautiful hair? His disappointed face made me want to cry. I missed my long hair so much. Because of that, my
Well, it's
hatred for
kind
my
of
brother
better.
grew even more. Somebody cut it while I was sleeping. I bet it was someone insecure. I made sure that Mark heard it. It will grow back again in a month. Don't worry. Anyway, that catch was perfect. You should be our new goalkeeper. The last
Wow.
one is in a coma since he got hit on his head. Mark
Game
immediately
over.
rejected his idea. Dude, serioso ka? My sister's a girl and she just messed the game. Try me. Their coach agreed to it, and the next moment I was already standing in the goal box with all the players lined up in front of me, ready to kick the ball. They were all stunned when I caught them all effortlessly.
Wow.
Mark looked like
She
he was about
is
to
Ultra
eat me alive,
Instinct
but Christian was
activated.
looking very impressed. Oh my god, Trixie, that was so cool. Suddenly, hundreds of girls were running towards me looking like hungry pregnant cats. Oh no,
Hungry
I immediately
pregnant cat.
excused myself and hid inside the janitor's closet. I took out my pillow and instantly fell asleep. When
Wow,
I
you
woke
have a
up, I
backup
almost
pillow?
screamed upon seeing Julia's face up close. She was on top of me, and she was holding scissors.
To cut
Panicking,
off
I pushed her away, and she crashed against the janitor's
Yeah,
things
the
and knocked
old-
them all over,
literally
making some
like
loud
Deco
noise.
punch.
You stupid
Nani?
girl! Why can't you be ugly? I should have cut everything last time. No one should be prettier than me. What? So it was actually her and not Mark? What a psycho! She was about to pull my hair when the door opened, and I came face to face with a shocked Christian, a furious Mark, and the jealous girls behind them. Apparently, it looked like I had just made out with Julia. I swear, at that moment, I wanted to disappear. Julia immediately went after Mark while I was
Disappear?
left with Christian and the other girls. I was about to explain, but he stopped me. It's okay, Trixie. I
Stop me!
understand.
That's
I
not a
wanted to
stop sign. That's not a stop sign. That's a minus sign. Is he going to minus her by 1? Because she ain't number 1 no more. about that. Loser lasted 3 jokes.
After him, but these furious girls were blocking my way. Could this left with Christian and the other girls? I was about to explain, but he stopped me. It's okay, Trixie.
Minus M equals lost. That's good. Minus by 1 equals she's not number 1 anymore. That's too good. That's too good.
I understand. I wanted to run after him, but these furious girls were blocking my way. Could this day get any worse? The soccer finals finally came, and I tripped over something out of nervousness. To my surprise, someone picked me up and carried me like we just got married. Christian! What are you doing? Just making your dreams come true. I was blushing.
Dude, literally, the reason... You know what? I'm not even gonna roast
hardcore when he gently put me on my seat and sat next to me. I wanted to be
Look at her drooling like...
clear to him that I wasn't a lesbian. But then Mark suddenly squeezed himself between us and they started talking about girls and Mobile Legends. Ugh,
my
boys.
Mobile Legends!
When we reached
Whoa,
the stadium, the game
sponsorship
immediately
moment.
started, and it was intense. The players of our rival school were really good. One of them was already kicking the ball in my direction. I was so confident that I'd catch it, but to my surprise, I tripped again and missed it. I looked down and noticed that I'd actually forgotten to tie my shoelaces.
Wow, the
I caught Mark
shoelaces
smirking
with
at me.
the
Oh, that jerk was happy I missed the game. Thankfully, I was able to catch the next ones. Things got really boring in the middle of the game, so I fell asleep in the middle of the goal box. Minutes later, I woke up to my brother pouring water over me.
Wow,
with
why
all
are
of
you
my teammates
kidding?
and everyone screaming at me. Trixie, wake up! I instantly rose to life and saw the current score. It was now a tie, and we only had 10 seconds left.
Come on, shoot this
Player was
thing
now
and
running my
done!
way, and oh boy, those legs were scary. All right, Trixie,
How are
you're a
legs
girl and
scary?
you're cool. You can
know
stop
what?
this.
Don't
He
question
kicked the
weird
ball
people.
real
Let's
hard,
go.
And I jumped to
Get
reach
it!
and slapped it away.
Let's
My
go!
teammates in the audience rose to cheer for our victory. Christian picked me up and twirled me around like we were happy lovers.
This is high
You were
school, not
amazing.
love school.
He was about to kiss me when Mark interrupted us.
Yeah,
you did great,
good job,
sis.
Mark.
I couldn't believe my ears. It was the first time he'd ever said a nice thing about me. Thanks, Skuya. When we came back to school, everyone was treating me like a hero, and the girls were showering me with gifts and marriage proposals. I turned to Christian and gave him a help me look, but he just gave me a very sad look. Did he really think that I was enjoying these girls' attention? Suddenly, I felt brave. I grabbed his face and finally kissed him in front of those girls. He kissed me back, and I had butterflies flapping around wildly in my stomach.
How do
I
you
looked
got
for Mark,
butterflies
but I
in your
couldn't find
stomach?
him anywhere.
Butterflies are
I
actually
wondered if he was
poisonous,
okay.
which we
He
didn't
didn't
know.
go to school the next day, and I got a bit worried. One night, I decided to sneak into his room, only to get another shocker when I saw him staring at Christian's picture in his wallet. Oh my God! I thought he was jealous because of Julia, but no, it was because of Christian, his best friend and my crush. Grab it,
Oh.
Suddenly he spoke.
He's a
I know you're there, sis.
lesbian?
Come and sit with your
Wow.
loser brother. For the first time in my life, I felt sorry for him. I
Dude,
sat
don't feel
beside
sorry.
him, and to my
Rub
surprise,
it in
he
his
hugged me,
face. Rub
and
it
his body
straight in
shook
his
as
face
he
so
cried.
much.
You're
Like,
not
oh,
a
just
loser,
rub it in
okay?
his face
We are
until,
not
like,
losers.
until
Remember
it went
that.
deep
Christian
into
has
his
really
mind.
liked
You
you
know,
since
until I
day one, you
scarred
know.
him. I mean,
Take care of
nothing.
that jerk for me, okay? I promise. The rivalry between my brother and I finally came to an end.
And
as
you
a
won.
bonus,
Let's
I
go,
also
right?
became
Let's
Mama's
go.
new
Okay.
favorite when I
Okay,
finally
guys, that's
cleaned
going to
my
be
room.
it for this video. But before I even end this thing, you know we gotta look at the comments. Like, none of this makes any sense, but I get it. This is my story animated. Alright, this channel knows what it's doing. I have perfect hair, like, you know what? Okay. I'm from the Philippines, me, who is Filipino. Okay, you know what? I have a perfect hair. One here. That is perfect. Okay. When he gently sets me on my seat, casually drops her face on the floor. Yeah. Casually drops her. Her sees her boyfriend kissing a guy. Also her. What did I do wrong? Don't you like my hair anymore? No, sir. Got him. Nobody's talking about the fact that she sleeps anywhere. Like, she got literally hit down the stairs. Like, Goku smacked straight down the stairs. And look at this. She's completely alright. She literally knocked out like a daisy. Okay. And that's gonna be done for my truly animated. And guys, only OG fans would notice what I'm about to show you guys. See this video right here? It was never released, and I'm going to not release it ever. It's sad, right? I know it's sad. But it's never going to be released, and I'm going to delete it, because you know what? You know why I got deleted. You know why. But let's take a look at this old channel, dude. My Story Animated, which is My Story Awesomemated. My Story Animated. So pretty much, I've been doing a rookie mistake. Dude, this has been good. Created playlists and stuff. Yeah, this has been pretty good. And I'm about to create a new playlist too. And I'm gonna upload this video. See you guys next time. Goodbye.